Do you think that men can get pregnant? It sounds like a question with a simple biological answer, doesn't it? But when this exact question was recently posed to a medical expert during a high-stakes Supreme Court debate, the silence and the verbal gymnastics that followed were nothing short of mind-blowing. We're witnessing a moment in history where basic biological reality is being treated like a dangerous political landmine. And today, we're diving deep into why this specific exchange has sparked a firestorm of controversy and what it means for the future of science, law, and common sense. Welcome to today's episode. I'm your host, and today we are unpacking a viral moment that has everyone talking, the recent Supreme Court hearing on the definition of a woman. We'll be looking at a heated exchange between a senator and a medical doctor that left viewers stunned. We'll explore why some critics, including the popular commentator Asmongold, are calling this a total unraveling of institutional credibility. By the end of this episode, you'll understand the legal implications of being unable to define gender, why this matters for constitutional protections, and the growing frustration over how ideology is replacing evidence in professional fields. It's a complex, heated, and vital conversation, so stay with us. The scene was set in a courtroom, a place where facts are supposed to be the ultimate currency. A senator asks a simple binary question to a medical professional: can men get pregnant? Now, for most of human history, that's a one-word answer. But in this hearing, the doctor hesitated. She talked about identities, complexity, and inclusive language. Asmongold, watching this in real time, didn't hold back. He called it embarrassing and insane. And he's not just talking about the awkwardness of the moment, he's pointing to a much deeper issue. Think about it this way. If a medical doctor, someone whose entire career is built on biological science, cannot or will not acknowledge the basic physiological difference between biological men and women, what does that do to public trust? We rely on experts to tell us the truth, not to navigate political sensitivities. When the science becomes a tool for ideology, it stops being science. It becomes, as some have suggested, a new kind of secular religion where questioning the dogma is treated as heresy rather than inquiry. Now, before we get into the even more controversial territory of medical interventions and age limits, I want to take a quick second to ask for your support. If you're finding this breakdown helpful and you value these deep dives into current events, please take a moment to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. Your support helps us keep the lights on and continues the conversation. Now, let's get back to the heat of the debate. The senator in the clip made a brilliant, if sobering, point. He argued that if we cannot define what a woman is, how can we possibly protect women under the wall? Our entire legal system, from Title IX to specific constitutional protections, is built on the reality of these categories. If you dissolve the definition, you inadvertently dissolve the protections. You can't fight against sexism or gender discrimination if the very concept of gender is fluid enough to mean anything and nothing at the same time. Asmongold took it a step further, arguing for radical accountability. He suggested that professionals who refuse to acknowledge these biological realities in a medical context are essentially committing malpractice. He's calling for a scorched earth approach to accountability, especially when it comes to medical interventions for minors. Whether you agree with his intensity or not, his frustration resonates with millions of people who feel like the world is losing its grip on reality just to avoid offending a small vocal group. It's a battle between the truth and feeling good, and right now, the truth is having a very hard time in court. To wrap things up, what we saw in that hearing wasn't just a debate about words, it was a clash of worldviews. On one side, you have the traditional, evidence-based view that biology is a fixed reality. On the other, you have a modern ideology that prioritizes subjective identity over objective fact. When these collide in the highest courts of the land, the stakes couldn't be higher. We've seen that being polite or inclusive in a scientific setting can lead to a total breakdown of logic, and as we move forward, the demand for clear, uncompromising truth is only going to get louder. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. It's a lot to process, and I appreciate you joining me for this deep dive. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with a friend who loves a good debate. Until next time, stay curious, stay critical, and most importantly, stay grounded in the truth. Goodbye for now.